the meeting that we had on Zoom this past week, or this week, I should say, on Wednesday, I talked about the assignment. This is a poster of a current event. And this was, so this is going to be the third project that you had to complete. Now, the current event I'm choosing is the coronavirus. I'm still making it illustrative. I'm not going to use all photographs. So I went online. I got pictures of people. So this way I could get my proportions down. And then what I did is put my lasso tool around some of the humans and some of the photographs. And then I dragged them over and I manipulated them. So I'm going to show you exactly what I did. I'm trying to use pictures for human proportion. I mean, I could draw them all myself because I'm making mine kind of like souls or spirits. Okay. So my goal would be to have a variety of these guys. I'm going to zoom in on this one. I'm going to zoom in. I'm also going to have text in my poster also. So in this situation here, I could use my regular lasso or magnetic lasso. I could probably get away with using magnetic lasso because keep in mind, I'm not trying to be accurate here because I am going to manipulate it to be, a little bit more cartoonish. And again, I don't need this at all. I just kind of just freehand draw it in. But in case you want to keep yours in proportion to some degree, I don't have to be neat there. All right, so I'm going to go to select transform selection. Drag this guy over. And you can even take pictures of yourself, so this way you're not using, any kind of imagery that anybody else, already used. So I can stand in front of the camera right now, take a couple of selfies, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this in and manipulate it. So if this is a picture of myself, this is what I would do. And that'd be my suggestion, is so that it's a 100% saleable item. If you want to sell it later on or reuse any of the imagery you want, it's all your own then. and we'll go from there. So actually we'll type in maybe like 200. And I'm going to change the direction of it. Then our next project, we could do something kind of similar to this. So all right, I'm going to make sure I save that. I'm going to then group all these. Yeah, it's a million of them. Okay, let me just go ahead and might just merge them all, honestly, like this. Hold down the shift key, right click them, scroll down. Where's my merge? All right, rasterize type the merge layers. Now I'm going to make a bunch of these layers now. Move them around top of each other like this. And some of them I'm deleting. I'm not really sure exactly what yet, but yeah, I'm definitely going to end up deleting some of these. Alright, so I have there's programs out that actually do like a word scramble for you like this. But right now you can't read what it says, and that might be okay for me. I made it top heavy. Might play around with this for a while, and I'm not really sure what I'm going to do yet with these guys. Okay. And that's what I want. Maybe different versions of purples in here too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to select color range. click on black. And on this layer, I'm gonna do like a maybe dark purple or something. It wasn't like in the mode changes. It wasn't dramatic enough for me. And I could be uneven about this. I can pop a gradient into it. Not really sure yet. All right. And that was just the color move with just black. It did select all of them. I guess we could say that it did on that layer. I kind of want to reselect. Go across this one a little bit better, so a little bit neater. I'm liking that. Alright, so I'm going to turn all these off. I'm going to do one at a time. I'm going to go to select color range. Do just the black, hit OK. This one I'm going to, maybe a gradient of some sort. So let's go back to gradient under paint bucket. We'll do a nice purple gradient. What happened is during the initial recording, I was playing around with giving you a section of the screen that you could see during my Zoom meeting, and unfortunately you couldn't see all my top tools. Live and learn from this. Hit OK. Let's see if we can get going here. And on this one, I can't see any of them at all. It's different. Let's go back to normal. Now go to select color range. I'm going to do a different gradient of some sort here. I go black to a medium purplish color. So let's see what we can get going here. With that on top. Starting to like it. We're getting there. Let's see with those three together. Not too bad. And then open this one back up. I think I'm going to bring this one on top. Let's see what happens if we put that one on top. I'm going to do, I like that one on top better. Also, we'll put this one on top. Let's see what we have. This one on top, we're going to have to minimize everybody else. Do select color range. Let's see. I do like that. I am going to save this. I might end up changing opacity on all this to really set it back there. That I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with it yet. Right now I do like it though. Get rid of history for now. Alright, I'm going to turn this down. I'll bring this to the bottom because I'm going to start turning on my other layers. Okay. So maybe I want to make a new folder for my people. Call that one people. Or you know what, souls, because that's what I'm doing. I'm doing souls. They're not really people. These are like, you know, how we'd picture like the spirit to be of some sort. So I'm gonna drag them all into there. All right, you know what? I had to move this up because I can't want them to be on top for now. I think that's all I have. We get rid of that one. That's one of the ones I used. I told you I used stuff that was on the internet. But you could do yourself this way. You don't have to worry about using other people's stuff. If you were doing this, of course, you're probably not even doing a coronavirus one. Some of you might be, though. I think we discussed that. All right, so I'm going to pick these guys up, move them around. I don't want them all touching the edges. I want an eye path of some sort. If I touch the edge here, then it looks like it's too closed off there and does not smooth the eye path. So maybe I want this one like over here somewhere, reaching. This one's closed off at the bottom. I want to reverse this one of some sort. And again, I'm going to take away their hands. They're not going to have hands. So I'm going to put an extra arm on this one. So let me go in and take away this one's hand. Oh, you know what? This one needs a lot of work. Shoot. Okay. So, yeah. Oh, that's way too big. All right. So I'm going to go back in. I didn't really like the way that I was doing there, so I'm going to go ahead and... I take the hands too long. Get rid of the bumps of the shirt. We don't typically picture souls wearing, well, these types of souls, like the black that represents a soul, wearing shirts. I mean, maybe you do. I don't know. But I'm not viewing it that way. So I'm going to go ahead and no facial features at all. And I'm going to go ahead and shape this up a little bit more. Now, let me get rid of some of that in there. I'm also going to create an environment. And let me zoom out a little bit. I might change this one to have no second leg. I could also add drop shadows onto some of the text. That might be a pretty neat looking effect also, but we're going to go at it from this point of view so far. Alright, so I'm getting there, right? Where's the picture of it? Oh no, that was not what I wanted. Picture. That was the picture of it. So what I ended up doing is I made a new layer. I made a elliptical marquee. I put a gradient of a gray tone in it. I could put a little bit of white here. Click down here to put a gradient stop. Make that black or a medium gray. Like so. Change that back to white again. And I can even do radial. I mean, I don't know. Play around with this a little bit. Makes this a nice start, but I'm missing the white up here too. So I mean, I can do a radial gradient, something like this. Yikes. Stop it. Alright, I think go from the beginning. And I hold the shift key. Or I get rid of the white in the center. Yeah, I'll get rid of the white in the center. So I'll take just that one out, hit OK. Trying to center, well, I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm playing around with it, trying to make it look well, let's start from the center out. Further out, it's too far out. I keep going a little too far out. I just want it to be about there. But alright, it helps if I get in the center, right? Maybe something like that, and then the center we can work with a texture of some sort. I can use a brush. And remember in the brushes, if we go to window, brushes, we have different brushes we can use from here, and we get brush settings. And if you can't find that, it's all under window, brushes, and brush settings. I can use a more speckled brush. I can manipulate the spacing so it's further apart. I can make this brush super large, put huge specks on it, or itsy bitsy specks. I can also put a pattern on it if I want. So we have shapes, scattering. I'm gonna scatter it more. I could change the texture up here. We have trees. Let's see what trees. Grass. What kind of grass? What type of weird texture do we have going on with grass? I don't know. Maybe go with that. That's kind of strange. All right, let's see what we have here. It's way too small. Way too big to make a judgment. All right, too small or too big? I mean, I can use a nice texture like that and just kind of repeat it over and over and over again. I want to make sure I'm on a different layer when I do it. So I'm going to go to window history. I'm going to go back to my gradient. I'm going to make sure I made a new layer. Oh, it's above this one. Nice texture here. And this is what I did on Wednesday on our trial run of Zoom. I'm just making some interesting texture. Now I could actually put a drop shadow on this because it's a different layer, and we'd try out, see what kind of weird effect we can have there. Do something that's less spread apart, or really spread apart. Do a distant thing. I could do white on top, then hit new layer, and we'll just do a bunch of white right on top. Not white, but white enough. Too big again. Another drop shadow. However, I'm not trying to make myself have an exact depiction of this. I am just making a cartoon version of the virus. The other one with two strawberry legs, so I didn't really like it. And this is getting very spongy looking now, so I'm kind of liking it a little bit more. It's a little bit too textured. I kind of like this, so I'm going to save these guys, these three. Right, and then I'm going to hide those and work on the other ones, just because I want to have that for later. I think it's cool. So I'm going to blur these little by little, right? So I'm going to go to filter. Helps if you're on the move tool, right? Filter. Oh, it's not going to work. Why not? What am I doing? This one. This one. That's neat. This one. I'll do one at a time. Filter, blur, gradient blur. Maybe a little too soft. Hit OK. Do the same thing over here. I guess hit this and we'll do the same exact one I just did, or I could go and manipulate that one to be a little bit different. But if I want the same exact thing I just did, I just hit what's up on top over here. And the same thing down here. It's not as sharp. I can make it even blurrier if I want. Now I'm gonna take this bottom layer, this guy right here, and I am going to place him on top. I'm going to make a copy of him, place him on top of the other three, and then I'm going to change opacity. And it's going to soften everything up a little bit. I'm going to slightly delete from the inside to give it more of a blurred look like it is on the edges here. I'm going to get myself a nice big eraser. Yeah, it's not big enough size. Gigantic. Alright, so we need about, still too big. So we'll do like 2. Still too big. Okay, so we'll do almost there. Getting closer. Alright, one more down. We'll go 5. That looks good. Okay. Well, I'm going to change opacity. Be like 40% that I'm going to delete. And it forms like a little fuzzy edge, a little bit more detailed in the middle. Alright, so I'm going to deselect this. I'm going to merge these. So see how much nicer that looks like that? Okay. So I'm going to merge these 4. And the edges are a little bit blurred on this, so I am going to do the same thing. So I'm going to filter, do motion blur. Let's see if we could do it motion. Might be too much. Maybe I'll do that. Okay, we'll go with that. Let me save it. These little dot guys, I didn't really like what I did last time. So I'm going to go ahead and change that up. That was my main thing. I really just didn't like them. I'm going to make a couple and just kind of go with it. So I'm going to do it on a different layer, of course. I'm going to name this red. Red thing. All my science from my video shut off because it was too long. Oh man, this is going to be fun putting this video together. Anyway, so let's concentrate on the little red guy. We made a new thing layer called red thing. We're going to make a shape. So I'm starting this out. So I'm going to try to get a crunchy looking shape. Holding the shift key. Now I might be doing this all wrong because I really don't know what these parts are. So remember, it's an illustration, so take it easy on me. Of what my interpretation is of this little thing here. So let's go with red. Alright, so we're going to go with reddish orange. I'm going to dump that in there first. And then we're going to go ahead and start manipulating it a little bit more. Different opacity changes. I mean, I could do some crazy stuff like that, but that's what I did last time. I didn't really like all those little textures. I was trying to do it fast. I want my normal brush. Okay, normal brush. Normal. Okay. Normal brush, different opacity changes. Okay, apparently 15% is way too small. Okay. I'm gonna put a little bit of brightness on top. I'm not gonna be afraid of the black. Alright, so let me change opacity a little bit and go back to dark but like lighter color. That's ugly. Nope. Not happening. I'm not really sure what I'm doing with this, but I'm just making it look a little bit strange, crunchy looking thing. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, so we'll deselect it for now. Oh, you know what? Select reselect. I'm going to save this selection. That'd be a smart thing to do now. Now I can deselect it. I'm going to bring this guy on top over here. Oops. Helps if I group my stuff. Alright, I get to go up here. I can merge these two. Let's just merge them. Forget it. Let's merge them. Merge layers. Oh no, my TV went on. It's not supposed to just go on like that. Mute. Okay. This is my illustrated version of these little crunchy things on the virus. I don't know what they are. They look like soft little, I don't know. Again, it's a cartoon, so I'm going to manipulate this one a couple of times, you know, twist and turn it. And I'm going to start making some of them look a little bit different. Where in the world was I at? That was wrong. Okay, so we're going to go up here. We're going to go to Edit, Transform. I'm going to warp this guy. Oh no, he's looking kind of interesting. It's my little illustration. I'm going to work on the little orange dots on a different layer. Little orange clusters. And we'll do that real quick. Take a look over there, where they are at. Put a little bit of white on top of them. There we go. We even try some drop shadows if we want. Make it look a little bit nicer. Let's zoom in, make sure he looks okay. A little bit of shadow, give it a little bit of depth. It's not bad, actually, not too bad. It looks little fluffy things I can't. Anyway, we won't talk about the fluffy things. Alright, so let me get rid of this guy up there, and I'm going to zoom on out. I'll give it a little bit more rounder look if I, went around blurred some of the ones on the end, because right now it's not looking as round as this is. So, I mean, or I can, oh, I merged it all. Shoot. I did merge it all. Alright, well, I can make it a little bit brighter. Let me select the outside of the ball. Go to select inverse, and I'm gonna put a little brightness around the edge, maybe. I should do it on the separate layer first. I'm gonna blur it. Filter blurs. And if it's too much still, I can I have to dole these out. I do. They're not so good. Alright, I'm gonna go to this layer here, and I'm gonna let's see what we could do. I could desaturate some. My sponge tool, right? So I could hit desaturate at 50%. Anything around the edges, get rid of desaturate, and then lighten them up, so this way they're not as intense as the guys in the middle. Give that illusion of roundness. Alright, and then I'm going to lighten them up. Burn. Right, burn. Darken some of these up in here. And then I'm going to dodge the outer ones. It's too strong. That might have been too strong down there, but I'm going to try to fix that a little bit. Look at all that nonsense over there. Alright. Anyway, I'm having fun with this a little bit, right? So I could go ahead and get that one up there, because he's needs to be set back a little bit. Get a little blurrier. It's getting interesting, right? Let's bring some of these back a little bit. Not too bad. I'm going to keep him just like this. I don't know what he's looking like, but he's my illustration of this virus, so that's what we're going with, okay? I'm going to put these 3, or however many there are, in inside this folder. There's this one, this one, this one. Alright, so I'm going to hold the shift key, select them all, throw them up in this folder. And I'm going to move them around as one unit. So 1 unit. Alright. Guess I can't do that way. I don't want to merge them. We could group. Let's group them. We'll group them. I want to group properly. We'll link the layers. There we go. Link them. Alright, so we're going to make this guy a little bit larger for now. I'm going to turn our people back on. I'm going to drag this whole layer up top because we want this on top of the people. Might have more than one. That's what I'm thinking. Right, let me move this guy over. He's linked. And then we have this one up here, reaching out. Maybe larger at the same time. I think I liked it better the other way when it was smaller. Alright, let's go a little bit larger. Maybe it's gotta go smaller. Under edit, transform scale. It's gotta go smaller. What we'll do is we'll put a weight. We'll weight the guy at the bottom, reaching up. Where's our invisible guy? Where is he? Called him extra. There he is. Turn him back down. On. Him reaching up. You have a couple coming down here. Anyway, so let me find out where this guy is at, and we have to do something with him here. We have to fill that in. I'm not sure if nope, didn't really like that. Put a straight line there. I had to end him. To figure out how to end him. It might be okay because you can't tell what's going on. Alright, I mean, it's not too bad, right? So I think I'm going to take this virus guy and I'm going to find another solution. So this guy's all grouped up. Just making sure he's all grouped up, and I'm going to take him and I'm going to make another group. Copy, transform it, make a bunch of little minis. And we're going to fall behind this guy, so we have to find extra guy, bring him all the way up before the group. And the group. That's my minis. There's a pile of them, I don't know. I don't know, I'm playing around with the idea of having a bunch of them piled up all over each other. I'm not really sure. I'm loving it. I might like it better without them. I figured it was worth trying. I think I'm gonna get rid of some of these now. Maybe that will work. I'm gonna copy this drop shadow layer style and I'll put it on all these and see what happens. I guess I didn't have to do them one at a time, but I was kind of seeing what was there. Do they all have one? This one, put in front of that one, it is. Or I wonder if maybe get rid of that one. Or this one here. Put that one there. Just get rid of that one for now. And put his shadow on this big one. Let me do that. Paste layer style. Didn't make too much of a difference on this one. I'm gonna undo it because they don't like it. So that one's at 48. This one's at 50. We put that one probably at 55. Maybe 60. What am I doing? This one should be... Maybe that one's 85. This is looking a lot more balanced. It's gonna be a little bit darker. Maybe a little bit bigger up here. Drop down a little bit more. Almost looks like a weird pizza thing going on. It's not the intent. So it comes back in, goes out, back in, back out. Just keeps going, right? All right, we're saving this. I'm calling this quits. This is going to be a huge file unless I merge some of these layers, because this is 16 by 20. As you can see down here. Really big. So I'm gonna I can condense this into a JPEG if I want. I'm never gonna move any of this stuff around again, but I'm gonna save it as is. So I'm gonna Command Shift 4. I'm gonna take a small little snapshot of what I did today. And that's it.